Hello everybody, and today I am going to tell you about my theory and timeline of The Legend of Zelda. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you by story what the order the games comes in, as well as parts of the story and how they would blend together. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is Skyward Sword. In this game, Link seals away Demise and defeats Girahim. There is no talk of Ganon or the Triforce in this game, although Link does retrieve the Triforce. So this tells us that this game took place before Ocarina of Time did. So, yes. Next is Ocarina of Time. At the end of this game, Link kills Ganon, and Zelda puts him back in time, and that splits the timelines, because Link needs to regain the 7 years he missed by drawing the Master Sword. So, after Zelda put him back in time, you may think it would just split the timeline into two, one being the adult Link timeline, and the other being the child. Is it? No. It splits into a third timeline, but I'm going to tell you about that in my next video. So, first up, I'm going to talk about the adult timeline, just to make it easier. This is going to be kind of short, but, yeah. So, after Ocarina of Time in the adult timeline, a new Link is reborn. This is the Link of A Link to the Past. In this game, the Master Sword is not in the Temple of Time like it was in Ocarina of Time. It was just in some woods. So this can tell us that Ganon, or an evil dark being, completely just destroyed the Temple of Time, but could not destroy the Master Sword. Next up in my timeline would be the Oracle games, but as do a couple other games in the series, they don't really take much effect into the story, and I've never played them, so yeah. Next up is Wind Waker, in which Link needs to regain the pieces of the Triforce. Although Link needs to regain the pieces of the Triforce of Courage, which was destroyed after Link was reborn. This needs to restore the power to the Master Sword. This could be the same Master Sword in Ocarina of Time, as well as A Link to the Past. But that doesn't really matter. Next up comes Link's Awakening. In this game, Link is in a dream, I believe, and when he's fighting the final boss in the game, Facade tells him that if he wakes up the Windfish, which is kind of the guardian of the island, every single thing on the island will be gone forever, and that includes Link. So, what happens in this? Link actually wakes up the Windfish, and Link's death comes up right there. Alright, now I have just finished the adult timeline, and I'll go on to the child one. So, after Ocarina of Time, Zelda sends Link back 7 years, as you're aware. So, what happens is Link searches for Navi, his fairy, because when Zelda sends him back, this is before Link got his fairy. She sent him back to a time before that. So, as Link is looking for his fairy in Majora's Mask, he's attacked by Skull Kid in Imp in the Woods. But it's not just Skull Kid, it is him wearing Majora's Mask. Link needed to regain Majora's Mask and give it to a mask salesman, so the evil power in the mask could not be used for evil. next, or after this, Link is reborn once again, and it is in Twilight Princess. What happens in Twilight Princess is Zant, the leader of the Twilight Realm, calls for God, which is Ganon. Ganon Link needs to fight Ganon in order to keep him from ruling Hyrule and destroying the world. Next up comes Minish Cap, but I've never played that game, so I don't know about it. But after that comes Four Swords, in which the Master Sword is destroyed and is turned into the Four Sword. So, with the Four Sword, that means the Master Sword is no longer existing, as it never did in the original Legend of Zelda, which is our next game. In this game, the Master Sword is never mentioned one time, even though the game doesn't have a story. Still, there's no Master Sword that you, pull up or anything. After this, the final game in the child timeline is The Legend of Zelda 2, in which also doesn't really have a story, but still, there is no Master Sword. Link just uses the same sword that he does, except he upgrades it and stuff, by getting experience. Bye!